Is it too late to start a YouTube channel? This question comes up every single year, whether it's 2022, 2023, 2025. Everyone is always going to believe that it's too late to start a YouTube channel. And so the question is, why would you even think that? Now, I've been on YouTube for a very long time. I actually started doing consistent YouTube content in 2013. And guess what? Back then, people were saying the same thing. It's too late to make it on YouTube. Everything is saturated. And there's never been anything that I've ever done successfully on YouTube where there weren't a lot of people competing at it. But you know what YouTube is not saturated with? It's not saturated with quality content, and it's also not very diverse in the type of content or the type of creators that have succeeded, not just yet, which means there's plenty of opportunity for you. And I'm gonna give you some statistics and facts about YouTube that you've probably never heard before. If you're worried about being oversaturated or too competitive on YouTube, that's just your insecurity talking. There is still plenty of room at the top of YouTube. And the reason I know that is because there are only about 300,000 content creators in the entire world with silver play buttons that have over 100,000 subscribers. I have over 500,000 subscribers. I'm a silver play button holder. I got mine in 2016 and I upgraded to the new style version. So I have, both designs, which is actually pretty dope. Be great to get gold one day. But speaking of people who have gold, guess how many people that is? It's only 30,000 creators who have gold play buttons. And as of the making of this video, it's less than 1,200 that have diamond, and most of those are big major outlets and networks or the top YouTubers on the entire planet. And what that means is there are less than 1 million content creators in the entire world, despite there being 2 billion viewers on YouTube. There's still less than 1 million content creators who've even got a silver play button. There's plenty of opportunity. Let you in on a little secret. Channels that have silver play buttons aren't always YouTube creators, and it's not 300,000 people, not 300,000 creators. For one thing, some creators have multiple silver play buttons and multiple channels. Some even have as many as 10 of them to themselves. And there are plenty of companies that have multiple play buttons in terms of media companies, tech companies that happen to have popular YouTube channels, which means the amount of homegrown YouTubers that have silver play buttons is probably closer to maybe 180,000 people as of the making of this video. It's still not even close to being 1 million or 500,000 people. So what that means is in terms of top tier YouTubers, there's still plenty of room. How can it be saturated when there's not even 1 million people in your niche that are very, very successful, when there's not even 1 million YouTube creators that are very, very successful and have built large audiences? If 1 million people haven't built large audiences across the entire platform, across every language, in every country, and every type of content, think about it. Collectively, that's not that many people at the top. And to prove it to you, I want you to understand this. It's estimated that there are 75 million to 100 million content creators worldwide right now. So guess what that means? That means that we have not even come close to peaking. Not even close, because not even 1% of all the potential content creators have actually even built an audience of 100,000. So there's still massive opportunity. In terms of monetized YouTube channels, there are only 3 million channels in the YouTube Partner Program. And to get into the YouTube Partner Program, like I've talked about in videos about YouTube monetization, you can definitely watch those, especially if you're trying to get your first 1,000 subscribers, get your first 4,000 hours of watch time. I've made detailed breakdowns on this, but there's only 3 million people in the Partner Program, which means that the far majority of content creators don't even earn money on YouTube. It's not even 10% of the people on the entire platform that have been able to meet YouTube's monetization requirements. And what this tells you is what I said earlier. YouTube is not saturated unless you think it's saturated with mediocre content, below average content people don't want to watch. Sure, it's saturated with that. Yeah, YouTube is saturated with content nobody wants to watch. What YouTube is not saturated in is high quality content. There's probably not a single niche in YouTube that has like 5,000 people with silver play buttons. There's probably not a single niche in YouTube that has 5,000 creators that are all at 100,000 subscribers or more. I doubt it. And the niches in YouTube don't have the same amount of content creators. There are not as many car channels. There are not as many animal or pet channels. There's not as many science channels as there are channels for gaming. There's probably more gaming channels than anything in YouTube, even at the top of YouTube. The top of YouTube, yes, the top of YouTube has a lot of high tier gaming channels. But not every video game has been made, not every video game franchise has been made, not every video game console has been made, which means there will always be new trends, which means there'll be new opportunities and there'll be new creators. There's also people who are gonna retire, people who are gonna fall off, people who are gonna quit making content. There will always be room for a new generation of content creators. And that's in basically every niche on the entire platform. So no, YouTube doesn't have a problem with being saturated if you are going to make quality content. It's certainly not saturated with people who make slightly above average content more consistently. A lot of people are trying to pull a quality over quantity, and they're trying to make the biggest, bestest content in the world, which they in many cases can't do. They usually go broke trying because you can't start by making extravagant content in most cases if you're not coming from a background of I'm already rich. Like you can't usually do that. Most YouTubers have to start out very modest and very humble. MKBHD is one of the biggest, if not the biggest tech YouTuber with over 15 million subscribers. And his first 100 videos, he only got 74 subscribers. The reality is that a lot of you just aren't putting in the work to improve, and you're not patient, and you think you're supposed to get somewhere just because you've been uploading, or you've been doing it for a long time. It takes most people 5 to 7 years to see success on YouTube if they keep at it. And the reason there's not more creators that are successful is because people give up too soon and they get discouraged. MKBHD, 100 videos, 74 subscribers. Mr. Beast, who is about to hit 100 million subscribers if he hasn't hit it already by the time this video is out, he, with his first 100 videos, got like 780 subscribers. PewDiePie, the biggest solo creator right now, he has 100 million plus subscribers. His first 100 videos, he got 2,500. I think the biggest problem is, and I covered this in my video about how to grow a successful YouTube channel and what is YouTube success. I think a lot of you are using these unicorns as your goalpost, and you're looking at what they're doing now, and you're not realizing how challenging or difficult it was for them starting out and how long it took them to get somewhere. A lot of them were small YouTubers longer than they've been big YouTubers. That's true for most people. YouTube is very difficult. It's very hard to learn all these skills. Writing titles, making thumbnails, that's like graphic design, that's copywriting. You know, that's a whole career somebody could do, and you have to do both of those things, and you have to learn how to produce video. That's a whole career. You have to learn about lighting. That's a whole career. Audio, that's a whole career. Video editing, that's a whole career. There's about 8 things you have to do to be a successful YouTuber and to start making a full-time income, get to 100,000 subscribers and get a silver play button, get to 1 million subscribers, get a gold play button. There's like 8 to 12 different skills you have to learn along the way. And each and every one of those things could have just been a career. It could have just been a job or a career by itself that someone earns a full-time living from and can make a claim to success from. And you're having to do 8 or 12 of those things. Why would any of you, if you're being realistic with your current circumstances, going to school, going to work, having a family, whatever it is, not necessarily being born rich, why would any of you be able to do 8 to 12 things that you've never done really well, that you've never done 100 times, and let alone 1,000 times, and be good at it in 1 to 2 years? Make that make sense. I think that the biggest problem with the idea that it's too late to make it on YouTube and everything's been done and everything's been saturated is imposter syndrome, a lot of nonsense, a lot of constantly looking at and watching big YouTubers instead of realizing that you could be one of those people that your first year on YouTube, maybe your goal is just to learn how to make videos that are less crappy than your first video, and you just make 100 crappy videos until you figure it out. Then you know how to make even one good video, and now your next 100 videos, maybe they don't suck so much, maybe they're not so bad. And then by the time you've made 300, 400, 500 videos, you're onto something. You have experience, you have data, and people have seen you come up along the way. And then maybe you're getting somewhere. And that's usually what it takes. I did a case study with TubeBuddy about 3 million channels, and we had the anonymized data. It takes most people 500 to 1,000 uploads to get success on YouTube. It takes people 5 to 7 years on average to get success on YouTube. It is a marathon. Looking at a handful of people who blow up and go viral is not mentally healthy, and it's the reason a lot of you are not gonna make it, is because all you do is wish to win the lottery instead of commit to a career as a content creator and realize, yeah, you know what, to get somewhere in your career, maybe you gotta do on-the-job work and training for a couple of years, earn your stripes, pay your dues, and then maybe you get to be somewhere. Why would that not be the case with YouTube? If you legitimately think that this is a career, how are you just gonna manifest being good at a career, conjure out of thin air being good at a career that you haven't done anything with and haven't practiced at in a year or two? There are some talented, blessed geniuses and unicorns out there. Maybe you're not one of them, and that's okay. And you can just work really hard and you can get better along the way. So do I believe for any reason that it's too late to start a YouTube channel? No. I think that what you have, do I think YouTube is saturated or oversaturated? Yeah, with mediocre content maybe, but not quality content. If you strive to make quality content or above average content that can be consistent, you have a future in this platform, you have a place in this platform. The majority of creators, 90% of creators, never even get to 10,000 subscribers. You don't need to necessarily get to 100,000 subscribers to make a claim to some success on YouTube. I've made a video about this. And again, I think more of you should be reaching to learn the platform, make 100 videos, get monetized on YouTube and meet those requirements, make your first $1,000. And then I think what you should be striving for is to be one of the 10% of people on this platform that even get 10,000 subscribers. And then everything after that is just gratitude. And that's what I think a lot more of you should be focusing on if you actually want to be successful and grow a YouTube channel. Speaking of which, if you enjoyed this video and you want to know how to grow a successful YouTube channel, I've made a dedicated video about that. It'll be in the description down below. Also, if you want my playlist on YouTube tips, then you can also check that out. It'll be linked in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.